Hello Pisces, this is Liza's Love Tarot. Welcome. I'm an energy reader and I use tarot and astrology to read the energies. Not to be confused with an astrologist or a tarot reader. I read energies, not cards, and not the stars necessarily. I can, and I use those abilities to do that, to read energy, but not just those particular things. There's a slight difference, but devil's in the details, as they say. Let's get started talking a little bit about Pisces energy right now. So Pisces, I feel like, oh wow, okay, I'm just going to show you what's there at the bottom because I was shuffling and I feel like it's, perfect to show you. But Queen of Cups. But I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with Pisces energy right now. So I do implore you to watch all of the videos, regardless of your sun sign. Your planetary energies are like keyholes into some of this energy, but everyone has all of this energy within them, flowing in them. And your whole natal chart, you light up about 9 out of the 12 areas of that natal chart. The opposite, whatever is opposite your sun, that quadrant, those 3 signs are usually what's darkest for you. And of course, you can use energy readers or, whatever type of divination practices to be able to divine what's going on in those dark spots for you specifically. But I think Pisces doesn't have such a hard time because Pisces is part of the one conscious and collectiveness. Pisces is everything, okay? Pisces is the tapestry, the map, so to speak, and Virgo is the details on the map. But you need the map, right? You need the everything, or, even the nothing to then add everything to. So Pisces, you guys usually know what's up, and you always have one ear to the ground and one up to the sky and your eyes on the horizon, and most people don't really see what the truth about Pisces energy, and I always find that so funny. But yes, I love me a Pisces. I'm surrounded by Pisces energy and it's just delicious. But I want to get into kind of the energy that's happening around Pisces right now because Jupiter has just gone back into Pisces, I think like yesterday. Today is October the 28th, okay, Friday. So Venus Day on a Cancer degree during Scorpio season, and Jupiter slips and slides back on into Pisces. Now Jupiter in Pisces, I liken it to Poseidon energy, okay? And, I hate sometimes using specific names like that because it can draw on such a strong energy for a lot of different people. But Poseidon, it depends on how you know him, right? Whether that's feels like a positive thing or that feels like an overwhelming thing. Because he is really in the everything, has a lot of similar energies to Hades, but a lot of similar energies to, like, say, Zeus, with, talking about Pluto and talking about like that Sagittarius kind of Jupiterian energy, right? So the thing about Pisces and the thing about Pisces energy, they get kind of a bad rap, right, for being kind of like fuck boys, or, they kind of tend to whore around the zodiac, so to speak. They love them a little bit of everything. And that can sometimes get them a bad rap because at the end of the day, that's a lot of fantasies to be indulging and entertaining with a lot of different people. But that's the thing about Pisces, is it knows how to indulge a fantasy. It knows how to make a fantasy seemingly come true. And this Queen of Cups energy is all about love, okay? There's a lot of heavy love energy just floating around right now. And it can almost either be overwhelming for some people, it can be clarifying for some people, and it can send some people into some pretty interesting places of make-believe, okay? So I think the one thing, my throat chakra, I think the one thing to be mindful about with this Pisces energy right now is, where are we pouring that love? Okay, are you pouring it into spaces that perpetuate your own passions? Are you pouring it in places that you're inquisitive about? I really do implore you to watch all the signs. I'll do all sign readings throughout the month and stuff like that. But to get a real good gist of what this month is like, watching all of them will really help because it's complicated. Sorry, I had to get some water, but it's also very, very simple. But again, devil's in the details. I keep saying that. I feel like with Jupiter slipping back into Pisces, it's very much like the devil's in the details, okay? So this is, I think, the third time Jupiter slipping back into Pisces over the time that since it entered Pisces, maybe. No, maybe it's the second time. I don't know why it's the third. I think it entered, it left, and now it's coming back. But what I kind of want to really pin down in this energy here is that it went into Aries, okay? So Pisces, or Jupiter has traversed through Pisces already, and it painted a very interesting picture, you know? I think back to that, I think, I want to say it was like February to like April, maybe, or February to May time frame, where Jupiter was in Pisces. Oh, not me getting sleepy all of a sudden. What is this energy? Ah, Pisces energy always makes me super sleepy. I don't know a Pisces who doesn't love sleeping. Ah, you fishes. You fish people. But I think back to that time, and I know that there was a lot of fantasies going on around that time period. You know, a lot of people getting swept up in what they want to do, what they wish, what they desire, with not necessarily all the intent to back it up, okay? And but its contracts were signed. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you put your name down on the sign-up sheet that said, I'm here for pleasure and I'm here to give, and then you went to the pleasure house and you took, but you did not give back, well, your name's on the list, and Jupiter in Pisces is coming to collect, because just like I said, Poseidon, he can, think Little Mermaid's trident, think the Greek version of it. He can be so, mesmerizing, and he's so powerful. Neptune, all of that kind of like energy. A lot of power. Like the ocean holds a lot of power, but it also holds you to your word, right? It holds a lot of darkness in it as well. And so that's the thing about Pisces energy is it, they're a suspect bunch. It takes a certain kind of person to be able to make promises to a lot of people knowing that they cannot fulfill them, right? That's the darkness that comes with Pisces energy when they start acting a bit Virgo-esque, making promises, looking at the details, wanting to build this map out with a person, but realizing somewhere halfway through that they actually never intended to do that. They're not that interested. They just like glancing into the water and seeing what glances back, and going on an adventure and fucking off and taking a nap and waking up a totally different person doing something totally different. There's a lot to that energy. Like, it's a whole ocean, it's a whole ecosystem, okay? That takes an awful lot of willpower and ability to be able to balance out, and I feel like it's so important to talk about that coming into this, because wow, there's responsibility here. There's a level of responsibility that you have to be a good Pisces, right? Because there's so much opportunity. That's Jupiter in the ocean. There's so much opportunity. There's so much sunken treasure in there. There's so many lives you can take. Every life that goes into the ocean, they better ask, because there's so many different ways and outcomes. Like, one ship can be going one place and end up somewhere totally different. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take these two cards. We've got one hidden, funny enough, on top of the secret, the moon. And then we're going to look at what's underneath here, the tower. Wow, this is powerful. Okay, let's see. This is going to dictate what it looks like when we go through the veil. And Pisces, honestly, are we going through the veil at this point? We are the veil, right? We are the beyond. We are in the beyond. So let us, we are not even looking into the future per se. We're looking at, and this is what I want everyone to take into consideration, especially if you're not a Pisces sun sign, right? Pisces, just take this as you will, but everybody else, I want you to focus specifically on your connection to everything around you. Who are you in the greater world? And then how do you fit into that greater world, okay? That being said, Pisces asks us, how are we giving back? How are we creating this rebirth? How are we leaving and coming back into spaces, right? Not just the impressions that we're leaving, that's a bit shallow, but how are we impacting, right? What resonances are we leaving behind? And I think when we look at that, I want you to look not at your future, but of your probable destiny, okay? We're going to look at the probable destiny at this point in time and the energies around that. I just want you to focus on that, because I feel like with Pisces energy, it's so important. Okay, so the overall general energy is we have something that is hidden from us in totality, and we also have something that is hidden that we cannot see. The moon, something is hidden. Who is she? I don't know. Who's that girl? Na, 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 na. We don't know. We don't know. We just know she's got a wish. It's almost giving Dark Lilith vibes, okay? So Pisces as a collective is really picking up on a lot of this dark, divine, feminine energy. And dark doesn't mean wrong or morally bad. It just means an energy that is a resonance that exists in those dark hues, like the violets, the indigos, the deep dark blacks, okay? The things that a lot of people repress, to be totally honest. And people repress happiness too, so don't get too confused. That's why the moon lights up, okay? The moon doesn't stay dark all the time. She lights up, right? Takes the sun, yes, but she still does. Let's see what is completely hidden from us that we cannot see. A win, an absolute celebration, absolute happiness. In fact, funny enough, I saw the Four of Wands. I didn't know that that was still the card. I just saw it flip, and it was a whole mess as I was shuffling. It was just, and I saw it. So here we go. It's a promised celebration. This is a little fish that has a crown on its head. Someone who's not afraid to stand up in the spotlight. Someone who's not afraid to shine, okay? So whatever secrets are there in the darkness, whatever has yet to be revealed, it will. Sometimes you need to go within. Sometimes you have to be your own secret keeper, okay? Also, look at this in juxtaposition. Sometimes celebration or being the center of attention means that you are kind of alone for the most part. Not everybody understands what that's like. Not everybody understands what Pisces energy is like. I'll tell you that much. Like, how many Pisces out there get gaslit all the time about, nuh-uh, that's not gonna happen. That's not how it is. That's not what's happening. Oh, you see this side of a person? Nuh-uh. Meanwhile, you're like, yeah, in fact, this person even tells me their secrets because, I just have that energy, right? So, underlying energy, though, before we go into the veil, is the Tower. So this Tower moment, though, this is true dark night of the soul, isn't it? This isn't just an abrupt ending. This is, I'm watching this new show called Heartbreak High, and this girl, they have like an incest wall, and it's not actual incest. It's just all the kids in school who have like had sex with each other, right? And these two girls, they write down everybody's names, and they have all these different symbols. It's essentially like a mind map of fuckery. And it gets discovered, right? And she's not an unpopular person. People know her. She's well known. It's not that cliquey. But now everyone, they're calling her map bitch, Funny enough, we were talking about maps earlier. Like, everything has just been revealed. And on top of that, her friend's not talking to her. And we don't really, as a viewer, know why. And she doesn't seem to know totally either. But she's going through one of these moments, right? Like, everyone in the school just thinks it's her. And then they have this, SLT, club that they all have to go to now during school. And it's, sexual literacy something. And they call it sluts, funny enough. But they all have to take this class to learn about sex ed essentially and all of that kind of stuff, and they hate her for it. They're so annoyed. These people are bitter, and it sucks. Okay, it sucks. She feels alone. It sucks. But let's see what's this is the energy essentially around the collective. Isolated. It sucks. I wanted to say that before I go in, but you'll see what's underneath here. A few cards underneath. I think it's what's hidden. Funny enough, this is what's hidden. It's the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is want to be hidden. The High Priestess and the Moon here. Honestly, the High Priestess said, use your intuition. Use your intuition. Don't you dare not use your intuition. Use your intuition, Pisces. Pisces, this isn't you. Okay? This is the collective energy. So, if you're here watching this person isn't you, but you can feel it. You feel this, and it feels like it is you. It's making you want to sleep all day because, this energy is so yuck, okay? So this is the energy surrounding the collective destiny, so to speak. Pure humbling. A pure humbling. She is naked. Okay, nothing but her hair to cover up her, private bits and all of that. She's sad. A pure humbling. Let's see what it looks like in the 3D. Okay, so let's add this up here. So in the 3D, we have A total and utter feeling. Let me put these here. Okay, so we know those are separate. Confidence. Confidence. Pisces, I think this is you. This is what you look like in the 3D surrounding this. And look at that. And oh, wow, the Fool. Again, please, I implore you to watch all those videos because the Fool is coming up again. But I want you to look at yourself in juxtaposition to this. You already had one of those moments. That's why you know what this feels like. That's why it's giving paranoia sometimes. Is it me? Am I doing it again? Am I falling back on old patterns? You know what this feels like. You've done the work. You've worked through this. That's why this is your energy in 3D. But this is what you're feeling like in the metaphysics of everything, okay? This is what you're feeling in the 5D, so to speak, okay? You're feeling this, but this is you. Actually, and it's so important that you know that, okay? This is the energy of your soul. You went through a rebirth, okay? Isn't that amazing? Of course you don't feel this. You went through the death process and the rebirth already. That's in your soul, and that's what's triggering this too. And the collective is, this is the soul of the collective. The soul of the collective wants to be reborn. It wants to get rid of everything that was before. It's done. It's done. It wants to just start over again. And you can feel that everywhere. Everybody's done. Capitalism, they're done. Patriarchy, they're done. Everybody just wants to go home, rest, and be taken care of at this point. Because it's ew, you know? And then under that, we've got what's hidden, okay? And, oh, it wasn't the High Priestess. Hold on. We've got some cards to go. Okay. So what's hidden in front of you is the Four of Pentacles. Stability, security. Look at her. She looks so smug. She looks so happy about it. Now, this could be greed, right? This could be the things that you're not seeing that's fueling this energy specifically here. And it's someone trying to hold on to security. Ooh. And look what happens to them when they do. This Three of Swords. Yeah, see, look, this energy here really is impacted by this. Someone is trying to hold on to security. But the thing is you're not supposed to hold on to it, right? You're supposed to just be stable. You create stability in your environment by being stable on the inside with fulfillment, right? This creates stability because if you're in a good place mentally, and by this I mean emotionally, if you're in a good place emotionally, it's really hard to get into a bad place mentally. So if you're good in the fulfillment emotionally, which means your mental space is good, then you can stable yourself out fairly easily. But if you're not, then it's just holding on to something that you need to let go of, right? And the possible outcome is heartbreak. If you feed into this energy that's happening over here, you definitely will be feeling this. So, and I want you to know that whatever caused you heartbreak, right? Whatever caused you heartbreak, they're now going through. And that's why you can feel it, because you already know what it feels like. If this wasn't you, let me put it this way. If you hadn't done it, or I should say this, if it didn't happen to you, then you wouldn't know what it feels like, okay? Someone can tell you all day what it feels like to be shot. Unless you've been shot, you don't know what it feels like. I don't want to know what it feels like, knock on wood, right? I don't want to know what it feels like. If you've never been bitten by a dog, you don't know what it feels like. You can identify and empathize with pain, but you don't know what it feels like. If you've never lost someone that's close to you, you don't know what it feels like. If someone's never broken your heart before, you don't know what it feels like. You don't. And I think collectively, a lot of people haven't known what it actually feels like. There's a lot of a pain Olympics going on. There's a lot of woe is me going on where people think they know what it feels like to be here, but they don't. And for those of you who did, and who went through your rebirth cycle, you didn't fight this, right? You went into it, you let it happen. You know what this feels like. So you don't have to keep feeling it over and over and over again. You can let that be a lesson and just know that you are picking up on this collective energy, okay? And this is the underlying energy, of course, the High Priestess. We saw that, though. Use your intuition, Pisces. Your intuition is so important these days, more so than it has ever been before. And Pisces, just because of Jupiter, I'm going to use a special deck that I don't, and I haven't really used yet. This is my Fuego deck. My Fuego. But because I want you to see the back of these cards, it reminds me of Jupiter energy, red and blue for Sag and Pisces. Okay, the fire and the water. This is Zeus come together with his brother Poseidon, and they get into all sorts of things, don't they? Yes, they do. So we're going to look at that specifically. Okay, so I'm just going to clarify a little bit because I do also want to see a little bit of what's going on here and all of that. So we're going to move this to the side. Ooh, Page of Pentacles was there. She wanted me to let you guys know that. And also, feeling all of that is a plan. I'm just going to say that because it happened off screen. It's not exactly meant for you to know, but it's okay for me to tell you. Okay. Pisces. November 2022. This is some deep energy. Let's see if we can clarify some of this. Let's see if it's clarify that Tower card. And we're good. Ooh, let's look at the underlying energy first. Feels good. 4 of Cups. Ooh. The energy feels good, not the 4 Cups. But I feel like, okay, so the 4 of Cups is the definite. It's the underlying energy. Somebody is not, what is feeling at the Knight of Pentacles? But I want you guys to look at this Knight of Pentacles. This card is so wild. He's got some poor dinosaur chasing this pentacle. It's like, you know, when they say, stop trying to ride a dead horse or beat a dead horse. You know that saying? He's doing it and he's using pentacles, and it's like, this thing is dead. He's not going to go anywhere. He doesn't want that. He doesn't want that. He's dead. Like, come on. You can't take money with you when you die. This doesn't mean anything to that horse. It's not going to get him to go. This Knight of Pentacles, he's so greedy. He can't. That's what's fueling this 4 of Cups energy. Somebody who's being extremely greedy. Remember what I said over here? This 4 of Pentacles? It's making somebody greedy. Ooh, this is the underlying energy to this big energy that we're feeling. So I want you to think of this. We're talking about collective destiny, right? And by destiny, let me define that really quick for you. By destiny, what I'm saying is this is a story that is played out over millennia, okay? This story isn't new. You're not a new player in it. You're just playing a storyline that has been playing out for millennia, okay? This energy already knows the ropes, okay? That's why it's so important for people to listen to their intuition themselves, because your souls know this. Your souls know what this energy is and how to transmute it, do something totally different, shock the universe into being like, wow, what the fuck? That was such a cool move. You know, that's where magic happens. That's when you deviate from storylines and get your own spin-off and shit, you know, and become somebody new. You rebirth, okay? So this is somebody. And this reading we're going to talk about now is that energy. From now on, this isn't about you. I'll let you know when it is. But this energy is about the other person right now. The person that you've been feeling real heavy. And they've been greedy. And that's what's fueling this. Oh, they want me to show you this too. The Ace of Cups. Yeah, they've been denying this. Instead of leading their horse to water, they just let it die. They had it. They had the water, they had the cup, they had the opportunity, right? They had the opportunity. Look at that card. It's so fucking beautiful. Very sexual too. It's like titty milk. Wow. But they had the fucking golden opportunity. But instead, they decided to chase the pentacle, and they're doing it blind. This is such a bad idea. Hold on. I gotta plug in my laptop here before it dies on us. That would be not such a great thing, right? I mean, it wouldn't like be the worst thing in the world. It's just helpful for it not to. Okay, it might just die because I'm not going to get up and it's not plugged into the wall. So let's get into this. Okay, so this person, they're denying. It's very greed energy. It's greed and it's selfishness at this point, okay? Their greed has turned into selfishness. That's what the underlying issue is and the underlying energy is. And I just want you to remember that, okay? So here, let's go on top. What's going on here? The Knave of Pentacles. Wow. Look at this. They think they're so fucking cool. Like, you know, they shit gold and everything like that. And I mean, I feel like this person, they're sitting on money and they think that that's what makes the world fucking spin. They feel like, you know, like look at that little devil tail at the bottom. They feel very much like hats in the bag. Like all they had to do was make the money, get the new job, get the promotion. You know, it's giving like that alpha male, like I'm the knave of pentacles. Like I've got everything that I need, and all I need is money. I don't need a heart. I stab through hearts. Look at that tattoo. You know what I'm saying? Like it's real. It's giving look at me, but you don't want to look. Like it's not that pleasing to look at, and you're like, oh Jesus Christ. That's what's fueling this tower moment for them, is they refuse to let go of the material things. And it's right here with the Four of Pentacles. Like I don't even have to keep telling you. I just have to show you right there with the Four of Cups right here. The underlying energy for them. Underlying energy for you is the High Priestess, okay? That's you. And you have the intuition to see all of this playing out. It seems like you're mixed up in it and connected, but the only connection point you have to it is you fulfilling yourself create a rebirth cycle, and for you that rebirth cycle completely and utterly just took you off into a new spectrum, and that shook them. It caused them to have a tower moment. It's causing, well, it didn't, they caused their own tower moment, but it's causing them to not be able to get back up from it. And so instead they're trying to dig their heels in and stay here. But let's see what it looks like for them in the 3D. Oh, the Fool. I'm going to show you up here. So the Fool in the 3D, they're starting a new journey. They see you. They see you having the time of your life. They want to have the time of their life. They want to. And look, he's even missing a leg there, which tells me that he's been through some shit, you know? This dog's got a timer on it. I mean, look at that. Everything's upside down. Everything's chaotic in this world. Like, no wonder why you're leaving. This isn't just the Fool taking off on a new adventure because, I'm curious. It's because, like, look at the tower moments happening back there. They're waking up and they're seeing they were living in some goofball fucking world, and it's ridiculous. That's what it's happening in the 3D right now, which, you know, we can be really thankful for, right? Like, I'm thankful to the universe that they're waking these people up because the energy's rough. This is what's in their soul right now, the Seven of Swords. Oh, their soul. Oh, my God. No wonder why you're feeling this. Their soul has been screaming out, trying to get that courage, standing up to all of their fears. And they're having to do it blindfolded because they waited so long. They waited so long that now they're in the dark, surrounded by all their fears, and they're trying to fight their way out of it. That's what's going on in the soul. That's intense. What can't we see? The Six of Wands. They may have a victory there. Wow. Yeah, they may win. I mean, also, if I'm going to tell you the truth, though, I've had this vision quite a few times, and it's one of my favorite analogies to use when talking about people getting what they deserved. And imagine you have an arena, right? A coliseum, and you advertise in that coliseum that only the rich people can go in. You know, like the best of the best can come in, but the best of the best are those who are looking for a good time, and a good time are those who can take advantage of other people and exploit them to have it, right? Like, there's a certain word that we would use for those types of people, and it would probably be, you know, like assholes, right? So you've got a sign, and it's really attracting the assholes. And the assholes think that when they get to the Colosseum, they're going to be able to bet on these poor, innocent slave people, you know, and make money off of watching these people fight to the death, you know, watching them suffer, sending monsters on them, okay? And they're being led into this Colosseum. And it's dark. And, you know, they're just making their way, and all of a sudden the lights come on. And they realize that they're in the middle of the pit. They're not in the stands. And everybody in the stands are the people who had previously been caught and captured to be exploited. See, it's a bait and switch. A bait and switch is what this card is. It's the moment when you realize that the bait has been switched. Look at all the dogs. You see them? They're like, think of them as more like shadow creatures. And the win here is you baited them in, and then you switched what they thought they were going to get with these wands. It's a magician at work, right? That's how the victory happens. The bait and switch. This is what you can't see. I see it happening all the time, but you can't see it. And that's what's going to happen here. When people are, the only way that you can bait and switch somebody is when they're greedy. You can't bait and switch somebody who's not greedy, okay? That just doesn't work. But these people, they've been greedy. They've been greedy. And so either a bait and switch is going to happen to them, or they're going to triumphant over the bait and switch by gaining some courage. But it's hard to say because their soul is locked up. This lion is fighting, but I don't know if he's going to make it out. And these are the shadows come home to roost, When you tie up your soul like this, it's an infinite being. And it's also a very vengeful being. It's going to do whatever it takes to clear this shit, okay? And to be totally honest, as a human being, that's terrifying because your soul doesn't care if they get you hit by a bus to get you to stop working. Your soul does not care. My mother once, she used to work at water and reclamations or whatever down in Florida. And she used to have this meeting. This nurse would come in all the time. And the nurse would always talk about healthy and being healthy. And she was a nice lady, okay? But she really pushed on these people. You got to have a better lifestyle, healthier lifestyle, drink water. She was always, lecturing about them. And then one day she didn't show up. She got hit by a bus. And that was the moment that, my mother, she always tells that story when she's like, you can work yourself into the bone or do anything all day long. You have no idea when that bus is coming to get you. You have no idea. So it's better to live your life fully because I think, this woman, she preached a lot of sacrifice and not having and going without for the betterment of your health in the long run. She always wanted to talk about sacrifice now so that later you can live a healthier life. And there's some truth to that, right? But, I got the impression every time my mom told the story that this woman was really, really like, she was a fucking sugar like dictator, like you weren't allowed to have a cube of sugar because, what about when you're 60? And here she is, she gets hit by a bus. She's not making it to 60. I believe she died, if I'm going to be totally honest. And that's the gist of that story is, you got to pay attention to what's going on to you now. And you have to do the right things for you now, yes, but not for something in the future, but for the benefit of you now. And your soul does not care if it has to put you in front of a bus to get you to restart something. If that's to get you to sit down, if that's to get you to realize that you're in the wrong career, if that's to get you to realize you're in the wrong relationship, your soul, when you tie it up like this, it's going to figure out whatever it needs to. Look at that. Look at that. When you tie it up like this and try to force it to do other things, it's going to figure out whatever it needs to get out of it. And that's what's happening here, is all these souls are coming in and just pouncing on all those people in the middle of the Colosseum because all those people were ignoring their souls, tying it up. Every single thing that they were doing. No, you should let go of your riches, you should leave. Maybe you should go out on a fresh start before you ruin everything in your village. Like, what is this? Can listen to me. Stop lying to yourself. This is the 7 of Swords here. This is lies and deception, betrayal. This person's been betraying their soul, and their soul is about to give them exactly what they deserve. Let's see what the outcome is here. Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords. They're coming in, and they're coming in quick. If this is the bait and switch, if this was them being lured into the Colosseum, this is their soul coming to collect their ass. Coming right on in to collect. No ifs, ands, or buts. Wow, I love this deck. What a beautiful way to describe this. Give us, 2 more cards from the bottom, universe, just so we can see, because I know that's a tough message to hear if you really still kind of really attached to somebody. But you have to remember, this can be something as simple as someone has their ass handed to them at work. You know, like they, you know, you've been having a hard time with somebody at work and they've been doing X, Y, and Z. Like, you know, really just been like just all off the track or trying to frame you for something that you didn't do. And you know, it's not because they don't like you. It's because they're just so goddamn stubborn and just sure that it's you. And they don't want to get their ego fucked up or whatever. Oh, Two of Cups came out. But, you know, a connection, right? They don't want to be seen, you know, looking bad or something like that. And so they're in the middle of a presentation, and then all of a sudden it gets to something that you put all of the effort and work into. Someone asks them a question, they can't answer it. So now you answer it. And now everybody's attention is on you, and everybody realizes that this person was just stealing all of your credit and all of your work. It could be something as simple as that. It doesn't have to be getting hit by a bus, right? It doesn't have to be a coliseum full of monsters descending onto this person. And it's not monsters descending onto them. It's their own karma descending onto them. It's all of the shit that they've been pushing off to the side. Their soul is like, no, we're going to deal with this. We're dealing with it. And their soul's coming to meet them. The Two of Cups. Their soul's coming in. Their soul's coming in for it. Let's see. 2 more cards at the bottom. The King of Swords. Woo, woo, yeah. Their soul's coming in heavy. Whoo, all of these cards moved to the side. I don't know if you guys saw that. I just meant to move this over, and all of the cards were connected in some way. They all shifted, except for this one. This one shifted a little bit. But do you see that? Do you see how this connection came in and shifted all of this energy? I just want you guys to see that. This one card shifted all of this energy around. Led us to this. Wow, what a connection point. Whew. But the King of Swords, look at this. He's in La La Land. He's in La La Land, and he's the only way to get out. It's like Inception, right? The only way to get out is to kill the ego. That's the only way to get out. Wow, that's beautiful. The Hierophant. They've got to release themselves so they can actually get back into their own guidance. And this elephant kind of here represents more of a hermit-like energy of wisdom. The wisdom from going within, especially. But yeah, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. Guided. The Knave of Wands. Yep, Dark Night of the Soul. There they are. The Knight of Wands. Wow. Wow. Look at this. Not only are they going into the dark now, they have to look into that divine feminine, right? They're going into that divine feminine energy. And what are they going to find? The key to the door. You know, I always talk about, you can see on every other reading, I always talk about the fact that we have all these rooms and sometimes you have keyholes, and that's planetary energy. I feel like this Jupiter energy going into Pisces. This is what it is. Ooh, this November. The other side, they are rumbling. And it's because they're finally unlocking. They're finally unlocking some of them hidden truths. Wow. Wow, I think that is such a beautiful read, Pisces. Wow, let's just look under that. Queen of Wands. I love it. They're going to be rebirthed. I think people are trees, to be totally honest. I'm going to eat a tree seed before I die when I'm old and have me buried out in my property line or something and grow into a tree, a massive oak tree or something, or a willow, a winding whipping willow. I don't know. I ain't trying to whip nobody. But I feel like they're being rebirthed, but they're being rebirthed with insight to the Akashic records, honestly. With this Queen of Wands here, it's not rebirth into the true, like, complete Akashic records, but it's a step. It's a step in that direction, okay? It's a step into that divine feminine and finally getting to the core of their divine feminine energy. Let's see what's underneath it. Yeah, the Knight of Cups. They're getting to the core of it, where all of it stems from. A little cup to their heart. Getting to their heart. Ooh, here we go. Ace of Cups back again. How do I... The Knave of Swords. Look at this. And the truth. Look, they can't even hide it anymore. They're trying to. They're trying to hide the truth, but they can't anymore. They're cracking into it. Cracking into that divine feminine energy. You see what I'm saying? They can't even make this shit up, honestly. It just goes. Pisces, that's your reading. That's amazing. That's November 2022, folks. Wow. I mean, if you're on the journey, if you've watched all of them, then you know how powerful that felt. You know how amazing This is one hell of a fucking month. Honestly, we have a lot of other readings and a lot of other energies to get through. Mars is coming into retrograde. Mercury is going into Scorpio soon. We've got Sagittarius new moon coming up, and I believe Jupiter goes direct on the same an hour after the moon. So that's a beautiful thing too. We've got a lot to look forward to. So everybody, welcome to November 2022. I cannot wait to see what the fuck goes on and how it all unfolds. Have a great one, okay, guys? Like, share, subscribe, send it to a baddie who needs it. And I will see you in all of the weekly wrap ups. I will see you in all of the energy reads. We'll be pulling cards like every day just for general updates as the planets are moving. And I am excited. I'm excited to see where this wind is blowing. Woo! Wowie. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. T2L. Stop for now. Bye.